Welcome to Bloom at the Yoga Garden. So this is the short version of today's class. So we're going to begin as usual in Shavasana. So get yourself comfortable by lying down on your mat, rolling your shoulders away from your ears, arms rotated back to the hands on the floor. Heel of the right foot at the right edge of the mat, heel of the left foot at the left edge of the mat, and literally take a couple of rounds of your natural breath and allow yourself to arrive on your mat. So today we're thinking about awareness, or this week really, we're thinking about awareness and listening to our bodies. So I know you hear me saying this all the time, to please listen to your body, do what it's telling you, but our body is always giving us out really clear messages, but we just either choose to ignore it or we've just got so used to ignoring it we don't even hear it anymore. So today I really want you to come back and listen to your body. So we'll just begin listening to our body now, listening to your breath. Maybe there isn't much to hear with your breath. And now move throughout your body and just listen. Are there any little bits that feel a wee bit stiff, a wee bit achy, a wee bit, a little bit of tension? Because sometimes once we stop and lie down on our mats, we become aware of little bits that we hadn't noticed previously. So just notice now as you lie on your mat, if there's anywhere that you need to give a little extra TLC. So now we've spent just a couple of minutes, less in fact, centering ourselves, beginning to look inside, because that is where we will find that voice, the voice of our body, the voice of our intuition that tells us what we need to do, what our body needs. So now just have a stretch, whatever way you feel you need to. And again, close your eyes as you do this, and maybe you'll notice your body telling you something else this time. So certainly as soon as I lie down, I'm aware of maybe a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of tightness in my low back and around my shoulders. And that's, I've already done some yoga this morning. So don't think it's anything wrong with you if you notice these things. It just means you're aware. So now bring your knees in towards your chest and just a few wee rocks from side to side. One or two little circles. And then change and go the other way. And then we're going to plant the soles of our feet in the floor, and we're not exactly going to do, we're not doing Setubandha, but we're going to press into our feet and just lift your hips the tiniest little bit off the floor. And we're just going to do little rotations with our hips. So keep pressing your feet into the floor so your knees are, when I say they're going to move, but you know, they're not sort of wobbling about all over the place. So, and then change direction. And notice where you feel that. Watch, have your shoulders crept up around your ears? Mine had, so I'm rolling them down again. And then plant your bottom back down on the floor, only that couple of inches lifted anyway. So we're going to bring our knees in towards our chest again, and we're going to do the following few little movements with our breath, listening to our breath. So we are using the asanas to help us to get inside our body. So we're going to take an inhale here, and then begin to straighten your legs up towards the ceiling. They maybe won't straighten. And then exhale, knees into your chest. Inhale, straighten your legs up. Exhale, knees into your chest. And this time we're going to plant our feet in the ground and inhale, lift your hips a little bit. So it's not set you band, it's just lifting your hips. Exhale, knees in, inhale, feet up. Exhale, knees in. Try and close your eyes to do this. Plant your feet, inhale, hips lifted. Exhale, lower knees in, inhale, legs up. Exhale, knees in. Plant your feet and inhale, lift your hips. And this time we're going to exhale here as well, stay up. Press into your feet a bit more, lift up, chin up towards the ceiling. And breathe, close your eyes and just notice how it feels. So we're not giving ourselves or taking ourselves to our limit, just nice, soft, setu bandha. One more breath here. And then gently unroll, as if you're unrolling a really valuable string of pearls, and bring yourself back down onto the floor. And then from here, we'll just roll over onto one side, bring yourself up and meet me in tabletop. So your knees are below your hips, wrists below your shoulders, and you're pressing strongly into the base of the index finger and thumb. Fingers are really well spread, so you're not taking the weight on your wrists. Navel very lightly drawn back towards your spine, just so that you're supporting all those muscles around the back body. So we're not kind of collapsing down like this. Press the floor away. Big inhale. Drop your belly to the floor, bottom up towards the ceiling. Draw your heart center through, press into the tops of your feet. And exhale, tuck your tail, round your shoulders, press the floor away. And close your eyes as you're doing this and notice where you're feeling it. Be aware in your body. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And this time, as you exhale, turn and look over your right shoulder. Allow your hips to bump to the left a little bit and see if you can see your right toe, right heel. Inhale back to center. And exhale round to the left. Inhale back to center, and we'll just do one more. Inhale into your cow, and exhale, press the floor away. And then from here, we're just going to walk our hands forward. So keep your knees exactly where they are and your hips. So walk your hands forward, and if you have a brick, bring it down to put your forehead on if you find this too much. So we're going to do puppy pose, Anahatanasana. And take your hands out as wide as you need to. Roll your shoulders away from each other in your ears and feel that it's also called melting heart pose. Feel that you're melting your heart down to the floor. So a strong shoulder stretch. Any shoulder issues, please use a brick for your head or a cushion. and only go as far as you can. And take your hands as wide as you want to, and even if necessary, keep your forearms on the floor. But it is a lovely opener for your shoulders, and it's that sensation you want to have when you're in down dog. So keep lifting your navel back towards your spine to support your lower back. Sit bones up towards the air, and take your sit bones back a wee bit if you need to. If you shouldn't feel it in your back at all. And then bring your lower arms to the floor. Walk your hands back. Tuck your toes under and bring yourself up into down dog and walk your dog. Just briefly, give it a wee wriggle about too if you need to. Lovely, well done. Big inhale here. Take your weight onto your left foot and leg. Look forward. And we're just going to practice bringing that foot through. So maybe it'll only come to here the first time. And then maybe the next time you'll get a little bit further. And then maybe the next time you'll get it the whole way through. And then you're going to bring your left knee down to the floor and wriggle your toes out towards the right. And see how that feels. So a version of lizard. Look up, bring your heart center forward and breathe. And stay here, or maybe you'll want to take your toes off the mat, allow your knee to roll out, or your hip rather to roll out, and maybe you'll come down onto your forearms and maybe clasp your hands. But this bit is strong. You don't need to do this bit unless you want to. And breathe. One more big inhale here. Then press into both hands. Heel toe your foot back in. Bring your hands back. Tuck your toes under. And step back into downward facing dog. We'll do the other side. So left leg lifted, and again, maybe just to here the first time. Maybe here the second time. Maybe here the second time. Sometimes it happens. And of course, just use your other hand to bring your leg forward, or use your hand to move it forward if it doesn't come to where you want it to. Toes away, or stretch back into the toes of the right foot. Heel toe your left foot out, hands to the inside, and look forward. Now if you're getting stretch here, this is where you stay, you don't go any further. And you're doing just great if you're here. So we're rotating this hip out to the side. So you should not feel this in your knee at all. Keep looking forward, excuse me. And then from here, if you want to, you can bring your cushion or a block down in front of you just to bring the floor up a wee bit closer to you. Or maybe you'll bring your elbows down onto the floor. Maybe you'll just stay exactly where you are. And breathe. And this side could feel quite different from the other side. One more breath here. And then plant your hands and begin to walk your hands back. Tuck your toes under. And this time we're going to come into plank. So pressing your heels away, shoulders over your wrists, lifting the whole of the front body up into the back body. So you're sort of hollowing out the front body and rounding in the back body. And you're looking forward, pressing strongly into the heels and as if your life depended on it. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Lower your knees down, toes away, and bring yourself down. Elbows underneath your shoulders, and bring yourself into plank. So we're pressing into the elbows, bringing your heart center forward, pressing into the tops of the feet, lifting through the front body. Navel back towards your spine. You shouldn't feel this in your back at all. One more big inhale here. And exhale, soften into the pose. And from here, just stay here if this is plenty for you. Or tuck your toes under and bring yourself up into Sphinx plank or forearm plank, whatever you want to call it. So you can bring your knees down here as well if you need to, but maybe try it briefly. Look forward, breathe. Lovely. Navel back towards your spine. One more big inhale here. And then knees to the floor. Bring your arms back or your hands back. Tuck your toes under. And bring yourself back up into downward facing dog. So bring yourself into downward facing dog. Lift your sit bones up. Have a wee walk if you need to. And then from here we're going to lift our right leg up. Look forward and step through into lizard or into high lunge. First of all, bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot out and maybe wriggle your back toes back. Press strongly into both hands. Lift your heart center up and feel the rotation in this right hip. Use your right hand if you need to, just sort of give it a wee rotation round. So you shouldn't feel this in your knee. If you feel it in your knee, you're twisting your knee as opposed to rotating your hip, and bring yourself back in immediately. So look forward, stay here if this is enough for you, if you're already feeling enough of a stretch. Otherwise, maybe you might want to go a bit further. You can use a brick or a block to bring the floor up to meet you. Allow your hip to roll out and bring your hands down. And you can bring your head right down too, or you can look forward and breathe. But if you're feeling enough stretch up here, the tops of your legs, just stay here. Again, we're thinking about the sensation in our bodies, we're feeling it, we're bringing our awareness to our contact points. One more breath here, and then tuck your toes under and step back into plank. So shoulders over your wrists, knees to the floor if you need to, but keep, it's not this kind of knees to your floor. You're still lifting your heart center through, well, not really, hollowing out the front body is what I'm trying to say actually. Lift up. One more big inhale here. And then knees down, everybody. Toes away. Lower your arms down. Come onto your elbows. So your elbows are below your shoulders. You're stretching your feet away. You're bringing your heart center through, pressing into your lower arms. So both lower arms parallel to each other and parallel to the mat. So we don't want hands turning in or arms turning in or turning out. Keep pressing strongly, just looking forward, crown of the head going up towards the ceiling, pressing into your elbows, lifting up. One more big inhale here. Tuck your toes under. And if you want to, bring yourself into forearm plank. Now, keep your knees to the floor for forearm plank as well if you want to. So all the front body again, lifting up into the back body. And breathe. Keep looking forward, strong arms. Tell yourself, I am strong. Press into your heels. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Lower yourself down, toes away. Bring your hands back outside of your body. Tuck your toes under. And bring yourself up into downward facing dog. And just walk your dog very briefly. So lifting your sit bones up. And then come into your static dog. Shoulders away from your ears. Navel back towards your spine. And then lift your right leg up. Reach up. bring your right heel in towards your bottom, take your right knee up towards the ceiling, check your left legs nice and straight, kneecap lifted, keep pressing the floor away, big inhale here, look forward, and this time we're going to bring our right knee in at the back of our right wrist. Now if you're sore knees, you're not going to do this, okay? So please, you listen to your body and maybe just watch or skip this part because you do not want to hurt your knees. But here we're still talking about just the way we were in lizard. We're talking about rotation in the right hip. So feel that you're rotating the right hip and that you shouldn't feel pressure on your knee. Maybe stretch the left toes back, press into your hands, lift your front body up. This is maybe enough for you, just like in lizard, but maybe looking down onto your elbows. Maybe you feel you can walk your hands away. But again, you only do what feels right for you. So this does increase the sensation, let's say, in the right hip quite considerably. And breathe. Breathing into the right hip. Check that your left foot's nice and straight behind you, no sickling. One more breath here. And then gently walk your hands back. Bring your left toes in again, your left heel, knee in a wee bit again. Press into your hands, tuck the toes of the left foot under and bring yourself back into downward facing dog. And then we'll do all of that on the other side. So lifting your left leg up, look up, really reach up. Big inhale. And exhale, we're going to step the left foot through, plant the right knee, bring the left hand to the inside of the right leg and heel toe your foot out towards, left foot out towards the left. So again, you want to feel the rotation in this left hip, not your knee. Your knee is obviously going to fall out as the hip rotates. So if this is enough, if you're feeling a good stretch here, you stay here. However, if you think you can go a bit further, then you bring your elbows down to the floor and breathe. You don't have to do this, but you can use a block or a cushion or anything at all that'll bring the floor up a wee bit closer to you. And just feel a nice stretch there. So again, we're going to bring that foot in, tuck the toes under, press into the toes of the back foot, and we're back into plank again. So again, knees to the floor if you need to. Big inhale, exhale, knees down, toes away, back into Sphinx pose, and again, lower arms parallel to each other, lifting up, bringing your heart center through, front ribs going towards the back ribs. Feel strong. One more big inhale, tuck your toes under. Forearm plank. Very briefly, we're not staying for long. One more big inhale and exhale. Everybody, bring yourself up into down dog. So you can come up through tabletop, of course. Bring your knees to the floor and bring yourself up through tabletop. Oh, frick, that's not a good picture at all. And once again, you're in forearm plank. So again, doming the back body, lifting the front body up towards the back body. One more big inhale here. And then knees down to the floor, toes away. Lower onto your tummy. Move your hands back. Elbows going down towards your heels. Elbows in, shoulders down. And inhale up into cobra. Exhale, release. Press into the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. And we're going to tuck our toes under. Bring yourself back into down dog. And we're going to do lizard on this side. So a wee quick walk. Lift your left leg up. Bring the left heel in toward your bottoms. Check your right leg is straight. Look forward and bring the left knee in behind the left wrist. And maybe wriggle the back foot back a little bit. And again, you should not feel this in your knee. This is all about rotating here in your hip, but it is quite strong in your knees, so bad knees again, leave this bit out, please. Or maybe just keep your foot in underneath. So look forward, press into your hands, and if you're feeling this here in this left hip, this is probably where you're going to stay. But if you think you can go a wee bit further, and again, be aware of the sensation in your body. You listen to your own body. I don't know how you're feeling. Even if you were here in the room, I wouldn't know how you're feeling. And then bring your forearms down to the floor. Maybe walk your hands forward, bring your forehead down, and breathe. So just be aware of any sensations and breathe into that left hip, which is probably where you're feeling it. It's where I feel it, certainly. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Walk your hands back. Tuck the toes of the back foot under. Bring yourself back into down dog. And then from here, briefly, we're just going to walk to the front of the mat and fold forward briefly into Uttanasana 1. So hold on to your elbows, crown of your head to the floor. We rock from side to side. Then feel all four corners of your feet. Feel the soles of your feet. This is your foundation. Inhale, bring yourself up. And take hold of that lovely air. Be grateful. Feed your body. And then we're just going to do Trikonasana. So bring yourself so you're facing the long edge of your mat. And we'll just step our feet 3.5 feet apart. We're going to turn all of the right foot and leg completely. Left foot in slightly. And then inhale, reach both arms out. And then begin to reach with the right arm out over the right leg. And feel you're going sideways. So all your torso is still facing the long edge of your mat. And then when you've gone as far as you can bring your hand down onto your shin, wherever you can get to. If you have a brick, you can use a brick. And allow your left arm to float up. So roll your left shoulder back. Tuck your right sit bones under. Lift your navel back towards your spine. Lift your pubic bone up. Breathe. And smile. One more big inhale here. And then drop your left hand down. Bend your front foot. Bring your right hand down onto the floor. Bring your right hand down onto your brick. Your bricks, the baby toe side of your foot about a foot in front. And maybe your back foot will begin to drift off the floor. So rotate your left shoulder. So we're trying to stack our hips, stack our shoulders, reaching up into the left fingertips. One more big inhale here. And exhale, bend the right leg, drop your left hand down and step back and bring yourself up. Turn your feet to face forward and we'll do the other side. So shift your brick over and we're going to rotate all of the left foot and leg, right foot in slightly torso facing forward. Feel the rotation at the top of the left leg. Reach both arms out and begin to lean, stretch over to the left as if you're bringing the left ribs down onto your left thigh, and then float the right arm up. So feel the base of your pose, feel your feet, feel your foundation. Where else are you feeling this posture? Breathe. Trikonasana is a strong posture. We held this for another 4 or 5 breaths. You'd be thinking, oh my God. But we're not going to. One more big inhale here. Drop your right hand down onto your hip. Begin to lean, bend into the front leg. Bring your brick again about a foot in front of the baby toe side of the left foot. Lean forward. Maybe the back leg will lift, maybe it won't. Rotate your shoulder. Trying to stack the hips and the shoulders. Reach into the right fingertips to lift up. Breathe. Smile. You can look up at your right thumb, but I'm not going to because, well, I maybe will try it someday on my own. But it is a big challenge to your balance. One more breath here. Drop your right hand down. Bend your left leg. Drop your right foot to the floor. Bring yourself up. Turn your toes so they're facing forward. And then heel toe your feet in a little bit. Have them about hip width apart, or the width of your mat apart, more than hip width apart. Hands together at your heart center. And just sit down in Malasana to wherever suits you now. So you don't have to go right the whole way down. And if you can come right down, or maybe your heels lifted, bring your hands to the floor. Elbows to the inside, lift your heart center up, sit your bottom down. Inhale up, exhale, soften. One more breath here. And then from here, we're just going to ease our way down onto our mat. And straighten your legs out and unroll the whole way down. And just notice how you feel. Tuck your shoulders under, arms down either side of your body, arms rotated back to the hands on the floor. Heel of the right foot at the right edge of the mat, heel of the left foot at the left edge of the mat. And just allow yourself to arrive in your mat, to be here now. Notice any sensations in your body, particularly where your body's in contact with the mat. And listen to your breath again. In and out. Calm, slow, ease, relax. And now bring your awareness inside. Look inside. Look inside and see if you can find that person, that real self, that authentic self within your body. That spiritual you. That place where you can always find calm, peace, relaxation. One more nice long, slow, deep inhale here. And exhale, soften and release. So of course, you stay here for as long as you have time. so important to spend this time allowing your body to assimilate this morning's practice, and again to give yourself another opportunity to look inside, to be calm, to be still. But otherwise, bring your hands together at your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for this short class. I really appreciate the fact that you keep signing on to watch and to join me. Thank you so much. I honour the truth, love, light, beauty and peace in you, for it is also within me. We are connected. We are one. From my heart to your heart. Namaste.